him up the 10-foot ladder.
No. He's gonna walk.
Look out!
Oh my goodness.
So I survived wrestling Joey Janela's t-shirt this week, and I'm going to talk all about the process of it on this week's episode of Unhack'd. Stay tuned, guys. So before I go into that whole process, there's been a lot of talk about supporting your favorite independent wrestlers. There are a ton of ways to support me, guys. Of course, just subscribing means the world to me, and checking out my content, leaving comments, liking it, sharing it around the world. It's been awesome to see things blow up the way they have. But if you do want to do so financially, there are two major ways you can do that. One is my pro wrestling tees. That is prowrestlingtees.com/IamJWalker, link down below. I have 3 different shirts to choose from. There is going to be a 4th eventually, but that'll come in time. And of course, the Patreon account, patreon.com/IamJWalker. Link will also be below. But at the Patreon, you get monthly 8x10s mailed out. You can get monthly personalized videos and a whole lot more going on. You get exclusive content from me, photos, videos, podcast episodes early and commercial free. So those are super awesome. So be sure to check it all out and see if that's something that might be interesting to you. Now, yes, this week you may have noticed I wrestled a Joey Janela t-shirt. And if you're new to this, if you just found me through that video, I'm going to break down the process of why. Ever since last year, or let me back that up even more, one of the biggest independent wrestling shows of the year has been, for the last almost 4 years now, Joey Janela's Spring Break. And it wasn't until All In that I discovered Joey Janela, and I did a deep dive, and on YouTube there was a documentary made by Kenny Johnson called Please Don't Die. And the story of Janela and his career and how he started and how he approaches matches and how much he sacrifices his body just to guarantee that the fans had a unique experience and really remember him, really connected with me, and I really felt like Joey and I are kindred spirits in that respect. So watching more and more of his matches and realizing just kind of how crazy we both are, I thought that it would be a great idea to go and be ambitious and try to somehow, some way, get onto his Spring Break 4 show, which is coming up very soon. So every week since the 3rd Spring Break, it's almost been a solid year. Every week I've put out a video, I've tweeted at Joey some of the crazier things I've done throughout my wrestling career. So things just sort of kept evolving as they went. And eventually the idea came around to do these bits with the t-shirt. And throughout this whole process, I'm like, you know, what happens if I don't get booked? What's the payoff for the audience watching this stuff weekly that enjoys this stuff? There needs to be some sort of payoff. And I said, well, if I'm not getting on Spring Break 4 and if I'm not getting Janela in a match, you know, and it popped in, but it was in the back of my mind, but I didn't take it seriously. It was like, am I going to wrestle the t-shirt? Like, you know, and just sort of dismissed it and kept rolling, and, you know, maybe an idea would hit me eventually. And as time went on, it kept kind of speaking to me in the back of my head was, am I going to wrestle a t-shirt? And I'm very well of Janela and the Invisible Man, and specifically that Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan match, and how insane that was. And it's like, you know what, as crazy as it is, I think I need to wrestle this t-shirt. And I would approach guys behind the scenes and let them know, like, I think I'm doing this. And they thought I was insane. I started piecing it together. How do you wrestle a t-shirt? People talk about guys being so talented that they can work broomsticks, but broomsticks are solid. They have like a spine. You can sort of imagine like slamming that and having a little bit of impact and things. How do you wrestle a t-shirt? And right away you think, you know, you can choke me, you know, maybe a couple of holds or something, and then all of a sudden it's like, you get headlock takedowns and snap mares and arm drag. Wait a minute, maybe I can piece together a wrestling match, and you know, maybe I get a good solid 3 or 4 funny minutes out of it. So it's tape day. I don't have a match totally constructed. I just have a couple ideas, and we'll roll with the punches is my idea with this. And I'm not filming this in a ring. I'm not filming it in front of a live crowd. I'm going to film it in my parents' basement where my backyard wrestling took place so long ago. And it was weird doing that, so many years later. But so I got the t-shirt and I started filming, and it's like ideas just started coming to me naturally. Like, wait a minute, there's a ladder like right there. If I go get that, maybe we can do something. And then piecing it together, and it's like, this is amazing all of a sudden. And then the Legos just happened to be on the floor for my daughter and my nieces and nephews, so I need to pull those out. I can do something with that. And things just sort of snowballed from there, and all of a sudden it became this magical thing. And I go in and I look at the runtime after, and it's 10.5 minutes. 10.5 minutes wrestling a t-shirt. And I was very happy with how that ended. I was very happy with the end result. So really, like, it just sort of blossomed naturally out of my own creativity. And again, just very happy. And I think it's very impressive. And if you go and you look back, like, I bust my butt selling for a t-shirt, trying to make what I'm doing as believable as possible and as impressive as possible as well, with some of the crazy things we did in that. At the end of the day, though, watching the video back, I just had, as I was doing the match, I had little sound bites in my head, and that's where the commentary comes into play. And the commentary, if you've watched the match, if not, please go watch it. I will leave that link down below as well for you guys in case you missed it. But being a wrestling fan growing up and having access to so many wrestling tapes that I would watch ad nauseum, I've had these sound bites in my head my entire life. So like doing some of these spots sometimes, I just had the perfect sound bite to accompany that. And I started thinking as I was looking at the video, I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if I could grab commentary from some of the greatest matches and moments in wrestling history and piece them together? And you'll notice some of these are from, I believe I have some from Sting and Hogan at Starrcade. I have some from Hogan and Rock. I have Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat commentary and me wrestling a t-shirt match. Other moments, specifically from King of the Ring 96, I'm very well aware of because I watched that pay-per-view until the VHS was worn out. Lots of different moments. Of course, Jeff Hardy and Undertaker's ladder matches in there with the Climb the Ladder Kid. Lots of little things, and it just started piecing together. And that process, the commentary process, actually was much harder than the actual match, I find. Just trying to find enough content to fill all that dead air to make it seamless. And I think that just makes it that much of a greater match. I really think it really, what's the word I'm looking for? Accompanied. It just partnered with the match very well. It complemented it. So at the end of the day, I watched it and I was very happy with the final product. I sent it out to a couple of people just to get some feelers to make sure I'm not just in my own head, my own ego, just sort of, obsessing about this, making it think that it's much better than, or making it out to be much better than I thought it was. But no, everybody thought it was a really good, solid thing. And being such an introverted kid and always being worried back in the day about people's perceptions of me in the ring and what I put out there, this was really hard to step outside my comfort zone and make this a public thing. So I have to thank so many people for saying it's good in the first place, for sharing it, for believing in me, for thinking I'm funny, for thinking this match was amazing, and really just putting it out there and helping reinforce that, what I did was something artistic, something creative, something amazing and entertaining, and something that I didn't always have the full belief that I was capable of pulling off. But here we are talking about it now, and I can say that I am very proud and I feel very accomplished doing this, and nobody can really tell me any different based off the reception I've got from all of you guys who have given me your reviews. And I'm going to put some up right now. You're going to look at them. People are giving me 5 stars over this thing, and obviously it's not on the level of anything like that, but I mean, for the effort, for the amount of creativity put into this thing, for the story that was told not only in the match but throughout the months and months of the tweets and everything that built up to this moment, I feel like I did give an audience that watches this stuff, that paid attention to my journey of trying to get on one of the biggest independent shows of the year, that I really gave them a solid payoff that was worth all of that build-up, Now, as far as it comes to Joey Janela's Spring Break 4, with what's going on this week with the coronavirus and the mass hysteria right now in the world about public outings and germs and all that, right now there's a big question mark onto whether or not this event's going to happen. The guys are adamant about putting on the event, and I think that's awesome. But of course, safety above everything. And if a government's going to tell you that it's canceled, then you really have no other options. Not that I am aware of anyways. I do hope it happens. Even if it needs to get postponed, I will do my best. I have done my best for a year, and I'm not giving up. It's still a possibility, and I want this to happen. This is the biggest potential opportunity of my life. I would easily do the trip to Tampa Bay to make this thing a possibility. A lot of you people say that I do deserve it. A lot of you people are tweeting Joey Janela that I need to be his opponent, and like I don't need it to be that extreme, as amazing as that opportunity would be. But just get the chance to be seen in front of a different audience, in front of the world, rather than just a little Winnipeg bubble, would mean the absolute world. So I'm going to keep plugging away. Everything's up in the air right now, but I'm not letting down. This has taught me a whole lot, this entire year-long process, and I think it's really put my name out there in a great, productive way, and hasn't hurt any chances of me getting potential opportunities like that in the future. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed me wrestling a t-shirt. I hope I answered any and all questions. I hope discussing the process of it was interesting for you guys. Again, if you guys do want to support me, if you want some 8x10s, if you want some videos done just for you guys, check out that Patreon, patreon.com/IamJWalker. But the best way to get a hold of me, of course, you guys should know by now, is on Twitter. I'm on there all the time at IamJWalker, just like the rest of the social media channels that I do run. Thanks, guys, as always, for watching. I've appreciated all of the support, especially this week. It has been mind-blowing how much of an effort you guys put behind trying to give my name a little bit of notoriety in the world. So until next week, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. And, of course, the next time you can catch me in the ring, for sure, so far, unless the world really starts going all to hell, is March 28th, PCW's 18th anniversary spectacular, and I'm going to leave a little video. So goodbye, guys. Catch the video, and we'll see you next time. You shook my hand, Adam Knight. And you, more than anyone, should know the weight that a handshake carries in our industry. It's a symbol of respect, symbol of professionalism. It's a symbol of brotherhood. And yet, you, just like the thieves and con men and criminals that I've shaken hands with before you, were willing to stab me in the back. Why, I asked myself, and it took me a little bit of thinking, and then it hit me. You, Adam Knight, have had 25 years to figure this all out, to create a name for yourself and be a somebody in the world of professional wrestling. And yet, right from under your nose, one of your proteges breaks all the records. 4-time PCW Canadian champion, holding it for over 1,000 days, building a multi-dimensional platform reaching thousands of people around the world, making more money, making the money that you've dreamed of making in this industry. I get it. I've seen it everywhere, Adam Knight, and you're no different than anyone else. Professional jealousy has cost you everything, and now it's cost you our friendship. So March 28th, PCW's 18th anniversary. Biggest show of the year. You want to step up to the plate. You want to use my platform to try to show the world what you think you have. And you do have a lot of things. I'll give you credit, Adam Knight. There is a reason you are the most respected man in Winnipeg. But that's just it, isn't it? Winnipeg. Our little bubble. And it's closing in on your little world. And you're running out of time. But I'm not some Winnipeg wrestler, Adam Knight. No, I don't wrestle for just that city. I wrestle for the world to watch. There's a reason I'm knocking on the doors of some of the biggest events in the industry today. Because I'm hungrier than absolutely everyone in our locker room and anyone else's. There's a reason I've held that title more days and more times than anybody else. And I'll be damned if I let some old-time cowboy from the 90s take it away from me. This is more about respect, Adam Knight. This is about dignity. And this is about heart. heart is something that's turned black and cold a long time ago for you. But for me, it beats harder and beats brighter than ever before. And you're going to find out exactly that March 28th. It's a date. And you better be willing to finish running me over, because that's what it's going to take to knock me off my platform, big man. You shook my hand, and you made the mistake of not breaking it. And now I'm gonna not only bite the hand that feeds me, I'm gonna rip it right off! And there's nothing you can do